Hello everybody, I'm on a Bofuri episode 8 anime review. This episode we had the third event, that was a thing that happened, and also Maple is beyond broken at this point. At this point the devs need to open a chat and be like, look, we need to fix this. You're too OP. You're about 100 levels past where your actual level is. Let's just all calm down, have a beer. She's like 15, she doesn't drink. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Then at the end she gets a mech. This is before the mech suit happens. And then she gets a mecha. Ridiculous. How is she gonna lose? She can't lose. She's ridiculous. In the best possible way. It's weird how they're making her really OP, but it's more charming than like, oh, here's another OP main character. No, it's a lot more of like, it's pretty funny. I like that a lot. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see what went down and everything. Let's do this. The episode begins and the third event is about to begin. We learn what that event is, and it is kill some cows. It's kill cows. Great fun. They get some wool clothes and everything, because you get wool clothes that boosts your drop. Because you're wearing wool, boosts your drop, makes sense. Their clothes are nice, they look cute, thumbs up, and all that other stuff. At the event, Maple is struggling because she's slow, obviously, so the others will send her some encouragement and some advice. She heads to a mountain. She falls off the mountain, accidentally devouring a bunch of things on her way down. At the bottom of the mountain, she finds a little gear token medal thing. I wonder if that's going to be a useful item for the future. She does stumble across a lot of very useful items. I feel like that's bad game design, because she's just stumbling upon them. Also, she's like the first person to do a lot of things, which is why she's getting a lot of OP abilities, I assume. So maybe instances, game developers, do that, I guess. After she falls down a load, she heads to the church. She's out of devours now, so that's kind of cool how they sort of make her weaker for the fight that's about to happen. It's like she's out of devours, so she can't just one-shot it, which I kind of like they did that. They thought of that. She heads to that church. There's a cool devil armored guy, and he's got a cool design. He fights pretty good, but actually no, Maples doesn't really want to fight. She just wools up, puts her wool up so she can't be hurt, sends Syrup after. Syrup uses, what's the name of the move? Spirit Cannon, which wrecks the armor, and then Maple gets eaten. Which, at that point I was like, oh no, what's going to happen now? She just eats the dude from inside him. She's in his stomach, which is weird because he's not that big. She should not fit in his stomach, really. It's bigger on the inside than the outside. And then she just eats through him and kills him. So, and obviously because she ate him, she got a bunch of like devil skills. Which, boy, I wonder if they're going to be ridiculously OP and game-breaking. We'll get to that a bit later, but first, we see the Flame Emperors wrecking cows and stuff, and we see a few more important members of them. And by important members, I mean people that actually have designs and aren't just dudes in red armor. There's like a healer, there's like another guy as well, and then there's the leader, who role plays, I guess. Which, Flame Emperor is cool. Can't wait for the fourth event's the PvP, right? So they're gonna. I think they'll fight them first, and the final will be like against a really strong guild with Pain in it. That's his name, Pain. After that, the GMs are sitting around thinking, they're like, "There's nothing more Maple could do to wreck the game, right? Why you gotta be like that, GMs? You making more work for yourself saying things like that. Just behave." Just try and forget about. I don't know, to be fair, she's going to break the game regardless. Oops. So hooray, the event finished. They didn't do particularly well, but they did get this cool plaque with a cow on it. I say cool. It's pretty hideous. I would never hang that in my room. That's just what I'm saying. Level 3 has opened. Level 3 of the, I guess, floor. Level 3 area. The boss fight to get to level 3 is just Groot. He is Groot, don't you know? Maple fights it alone. All the party goes there, the guild, but Maple's like, I got this guy. She shows off her new devil skills. most importantly though, is the skill Atrocity, which transforms her into a giant demon-like creature, and it gives her some better movement and other good stuff, and it's pretty ridiculous. So she fights the boss, pretty much wrecks it, you know. I'd like to say it wasn't too strong a fight. The transformation was cool, where the shield like engulfs her and then gets bigger and then pops out. That was cool. That was a cool transformation. Get to level 3. Level 3 is a machine land with gears everywhere. I wonder if that gear medal she found is going to come handy in this gear land. It does. Spoiler. They all split up to look around. Maple finds an old man who gives the backstory of the land. Basically, there was some old machines that were called the First, and then one day a big old light happened. Everyone forgot about the First, and there's some new machines there, which are the second generation. That only this old man remembers because he happened to be out of town at the time, I think is what they said. So, there's the backstory of this place. Maple flies through the fog. Words are really difficult. She gets lost. She falls off the fog into the Graveyard of Dreams, which is a hell of a cool name for a location. Pretty apropos for Fantasyland, but it's still a cool name nonetheless. She finds a robot, and then the gear she has reactivates the robot. He was the king of the machines, and now he's the king of trash. And then he attacks her, and they have a little bit of a brief fight. Maple wins. The dude turns back to normal for a bit. It's like he's got two personalities. Like, one's the good personality, and one's the I'm gonna kill you personality. Turns him back to normal briefly, and he gives her his power, which we'll get to, and then he gets about to start fighting again. The ability is called Machine God, and she activates that Machine God, and now she's got a massive mech. No, it's not massive. It's like a mech suit that's like it's like what's like an Infinite Stratos or something to that effect. I couldn't think of a better example off the top of my head. Where it's like, it's not a massive robot. It's like it's sort of like equipment, but it's like a flying mech suit. It's cool. Is what I'm trying to say. And she fights the thing, has a little brief fight with it. It's pretty cool. And then afterwards she realizes, hang on a minute, this is a mech suit. Which is like, what on earth is this? You know, it's I didn't think we'd be going. I wouldn't have guessed we'd be getting a mech suit this week. Just so yeah, that was. I mean, it's gonna be cool. Like in the final battle, I hope she uses her angel form and her demon form and her mecha form. She's got 3 forms now, I guess, if we're gonna call them that. So like she can just use them all, and it's gonna be ridiculous. I don't know. It sounds like I got nothing to say because it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous in a good way, and I love it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future. I am wondering if we're ever going to get to a point where Maple is actually challenged. Like, is Pain going to even be a proper fight? A proper, you know. It's sort of like, in a weird way, right? You know One Punch Man? It's a weird as hell comparison. How like they build things up for him to fight, and then he just demolishes them. So I'm kind of wondering, are they going to build Maple up, and then Pain's just going to crush her anyway? Because that'd be a hell of a shock to the system. It's like a reverse One Punch Man, which is a hell of a weird comparison to make, but I just did it, so, you know, there's that. Or are they going to do the opposite, where they said Pain's really strong, but Maple's just too defensive and he can't do anything to her either? Or is it going to be actually a pretty even fight? That's I think the most likely and probably the correct decision. But yeah, enjoyed this episode a lot. The third event sort of got, you know, just left to the side because of the giant mech suit and the demon form. You know, I think those things are the main takeaways from this week. Not so much the third event that they didn't really do too well in. I mean, they didn't do bad. They just didn't. You know, they were whatever. You know, they were good. They weren't outstanding. Let's go with that. Looking forward to the 4th event. I think that'll probably kick off in a few weeks. Don't think that's going to be straight away. They'll probably explore the 3rd area a little bit more, and then they'll fight Pain in that at the end final episode, I reckon. Hopefully that'll be good. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. I will see you next week for another episode of this. And bye, guys.